Hey team, it is Webisode 100. That's kind of awesome. That is a big milestone and I'm pretty stoked on that. So I'm going to try and make this one a really good one. I'm going to try and make them all good. Anyway, today, as you can see, bike's all loaded up with tyres that were gifted to us from Forbes and Davies for the giveaway bike. Next tour pack is full of engine parts that were gifted to us from Yamaha, again for the giveaway bike. And the plan was to jump on the bikes, ride down to Kelvin, get them all the stuff so you can get the bike reassembled, because it's pretty much just a case of putting it back together now. But when I woke up this morning, I picked up my phone, scrolled through to see what the weather was doing, checked the rain radar, etc. There is a severe weather warning about 10 minutes from Kelvin's place because there was so much rain overnight that the riverbanks are potentially going to breach. I don't know if that's the best thing to be riding into, especially considering there is more severe weather on the way. I don't know if riding's the best call on that. So instead, Nick has decided that we're going to take the car. Probably a good call. As much as a good ride would have been good. And it would have been some cool footage, because you'll see. But anyways, I just wanted you to be like, see how good this was. Like, that's on there, man. That's going nowhere. So the first stop of the day, I actually don't know where we are. We're in one of these new pop-ups on the new expressways. The expressways are... Hey, where are we? Are we? Okay, we're in Taupri. And we're just going to stop for a feed because Kelvin's going to be at home in 2 hours, which is plenty of time for us to get down there and take some pretty photos of him. I don't know what I want. There's all sorts here. This is your prize cock.
Look, he's got a giant cock.
Yeah.
It's a very big cock.
He's only little too, he's still a baby.
Awesome.
17 chickens.
In the orchard,
We had-
making sure the things get fed well, yeah.
Well, we had 20 and the dogs ate 3.
Oh,
He's right now behind the fence now.
So the whole drive down, which took us about 3 hours, Nick and I have just been talking about, like, you know, what Kelvin's got set up here. It's really, really cool. We need to do something similar. We need to go get some land, start a commune, figure out how to fuck this system, because damn the overlords. And like, now we're at Kelvin's house. We're like, oh, this is just a blueprint. We just scale this up. Hey! Can you tell it
That's a
again?
great story.
So down where the shadows touch is we don't go there. Down in the bottom of the valley is where I grew up.
Over there by Mordor.
yeah. And that's where mum and dad are. And then I've farmed on a couple of farms down there. And some of my hunting ground is up there in the bush. And now I live up here.
Yeah.
Above all of those peasants. Oh, it's quite funny because mum and dad are always in the fog. And we look down and they're like, tell me when you guys are out of the fog, because we can't see you.
So you can't...
Ooh. That looks really comfortable, and I really like this.
Yeah.
So
That's
we're gonna
Yeah.
keep that under wraps.
Yeah, and I figured as
So
much.
I'm gonna bleep out that last bit of what you just said. But what are you looking at?
A very different seat than what I gave to Nick to get recovered. A better seat.
Yeah.
Much
so that's
better
going to
seat.
be a nice reveal for like
Yeah.
once the bike's finished.
Oh, that's awesome.
Display and got photos.
It's finished off with
Yeah,
the
that's-
stitching on the back. And,
It was Dean, eh?
yeah, it was Dean, yeah.
That's fantastic. That looks
Can I
so
give them a little
much better.
teaser of like where the butt goes? Or do you want to just save it? So if we just do a little bit of a teaser, you
Yeah.
can see it's going to look really good.
It's going to look very, very good.
How good, eh?
Hey, so good. Just even the simple thing of like having the seat on it as well, it just ties it in, eh?
Yeah, if I could.
We need to put something here.
Yeah.
But that
Big
is all
old
over
over
here. And look how brand new all of this looks.
Yeah.
Like,
So it's getting painted black, but I'll polish the fins afterwards. So I've got silver fins sticking out of the black,
Oh, nice.
like on my old bike.
Oh,
This is all the PBM
And
stuff.
the,
So that'll be for the tail tidy, for the number plate and that.
Is that got it? That's got our dash as well.
Yeah,
Did
I'll
you
show
dash?
you.
oh, the dash here is like,
Yeah, I've had all of this since last year.
oh wow.
Just go.
headlight.
Oh, nice. Look at that.
So that'll
Little light up the night
way
sky.
more low profile.
Awesome, awesome.
Sit nice and close.
Oh, yeah, sick.
Way better than that big ugly bucket.
Yeah.
And then
Just kind of flush
here's
out
your
the
dash.
whole teardrop bucket down.
Sorry guys, it's like an unboxing. I really like the way the packaging feels. That's it.
Yeah, man.
Holy heck, that's the whole thing.
This
Plus
all makes it a redstone mod,
plus
right?
the micro indicator. So this will sit somewhere. There's a screen that goes on there that I customize what
Yeah.
we want displayed
I see, and it just sits underneath it or to the side of it. And
wherever we want it. So it's got little strips in there. We can customize what. Oh, there it is. So it's got all the little.
oh, brilliant.
You can put headlights, indicators, whatever it is you might want.
You know, if you're going to do an unboxing, you've got to show the camera the thing before you put
Sorry, it doesn't really show anything. I don't want to unbox it all really. What's that? Oh, these are our mounts for the headlights.
Can we just take a moment that this is very exciting, that this is
It's super exciting.
everything's coming together. We've got most everything we need in one spot.
Yep.
There's a whole bunch of boxes over there of things to keep you busy.
Lots of
for the
expensive
foreseeable
stuff.
future.
Remember the dream.
So these will go over the
Yep, nice.
over the forks, and those will be our mounts for the headlight.
Nice.
Can you tell everyone to
Super
go
low
watch
profile.
your channel to see all of
Yes,
this stuff?
go to Hungry Wolf Motorcycles on YouTube, and then you'll see my gorgeous face. And if you see, I haven't uploaded a video in 365 days, so the next one will be very out of place because I've done a lot of stuff without videoing it. I'm sorry. Well, no, I
You had
haven't.
2 jobs. That was one.
No, well, I haven't. I think I can't even remember if I videoed stripping the engine. If I did, I haven't done the video. It'll be sitting on my card.
So now the thing that we want to do is get some cool photos, because a lot of the stuff that's happened, I guess one of the things that's going to help us out a lot is just people knowing about what it is that we're doing. And the way that we're trying to do that is we've spoken to radio shows, magazines, all sorts of people. They're all willing to help tell the story with us. But then for that, because Kelvin lives in the middle of nowhere, we've also brought the good camera to try and get some nice photos so that we can send those to the publications that are keen to help us out. And then they've got some nice photos to use, telling the story about what we're doing, what the Kelvin's involvement in it, and all that sort of stuff. That all adds up to an awesome thing. So we're going to bust out the camera and get some photos. But yeah, we've just been hanging out because it's rad seeing Kelvin shared all the plans and all the bits and starting to see this bike come together.
I might mount the light, and you can take pictures of me doing that.
Oh,
was
can you put
thinking
it on now?
I can do anything you want.
Anything?
Well, I have to really do quite a lot of prep work to get that engine ready for paint. It's like an engine enamel. It's just gloss black. But I used that on my frame for the GSX, and it turned out really bad. But I didn't follow the instructions, so.
Are you going to do that this time?
Do you know Anderson, Lance Anderson?
Yeah, I've been to a shop.
Lance Anderson. He said this stuff. He's followed the instruction and it works mint. So I've got to use this etch stuff to.
So what I'm hearing is reading the instructions is a good thing?
Apparently, well, because I sprayed it on. You can brush it on because it's like self-leveling, but I wanted to spray it because I thought I'd get a better finish. But I think I might have, instead of stirring it, I might have shaken it. And also I didn't use genuine, like their thinners, which may have had a bearing on it, because when I sprayed it on, it looked mint. It looked just like the powder coat, but then when it dried, it was full of air bubbles, and I couldn't accept that. So I had to get it sandblasted off, and the guy said he almost couldn't take it off. It was that hard. So it's really, really good stuff. I've just got to try and apply it better. Yeah.
Modern technology.
We need to get you a better lift, bro. This is like
painful. Perfect. Now we'll just undo this. That's not the wrong size. Sorry, Tom, but your things are too big.
so big.
Doom, doom, doom. Christmas! Alright, we've got our box of engine parts from Yamaha. So big thank you to them, because they've come to the party with literally everything I need to rebuild the engine. Haven't had to get anything additional. So we've got a pile of gaskets, an even bigger pile of gaskets, but also our new piston rings. So we've got heaps of it there, new timing chains. We've got all of our bearing shells for our pistons. We've got air filter, oil filter. No, I don't know what that is. Oh, it's the oil pump. There's a new oil pump in there, oil filter. So pretty soon, once I've painted all of our casings, honed out our barrels, we'll be ready to start putting the engine back together. I'm like 50% sure that I'm 60% sure that I can put it back together the way it came apart. I know there's some parts that have disappeared, but we've got a lot of parts in the box, so hopefully you can just glue a couple together to fill in the gaps. It'll be fine. Yeah.
Inspiring confidence, if I'm honest.
Well, mate, you've just got to think big.
Okay, perfect.
Forbes and Davies. Thank you. We got the, what are these ones?
They're the new
Metzler Marathon Ultra. So you can only ride for 41 Ks at a time. That's a long marathon, isn't it? Is it 42?
I wouldn't know. Do I look like I run?
No, otherwise they bring on earthquakes. So yeah, you can only ride 42 Ks at a time because it's a marathon tyre. No, currently it's got battle axes on it, but these are brand spanking new and massively appreciative. They look like they go real fast. And because the bike's red, it'll go fast. So twice as fast. So once everything else is sorted on the bike, I'll get these put on the powder coated rims, and they'll scuff them in, ready for its new owner. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. Hi, I'm Kelvin. Welcome to MTV Cribs. Not really, that was a stupid idea, Nick. This is my new shed, which I built by myself with a couple of people helping me put in the big poles. We've got 3 bays, 4 meter high at the top of the lean-to, and I think it's 3.5 at that end. No, 3.3 at that end. So tall enough to put a car hoist in one of these bays. We're very early in the setup stages. We've got the project bike here, the giveaway bike. Got my benches over there. Got a TV up in the corner that doesn't go. I've got
Wi-Fi now.
I do have Wi-Fi. I've got excellent Wi-Fi, and I've got my toolbox over there. So this is going to be sort of the bench and tooling area. The bike's just in there right now because I only have 2 lights. Once I get more lights, we'll move into the rest of the workshop. So what my plan is for this end though is I want to put a mezzanine floor in here. Of course, it'll be correctly rated, strengthened, and signed off by the council. So I want a mezzanine floor for storage, potentially a couch. And then this area there will just be, like I said, benches and tooling. And then if we venture into the darklands on the other side here, which is a big mess because I've only just finished the shed and moved stuff inside, but over here I want to have 3 bike lifts. So this will just be for motorbikes, tooling over there, and then in that bay I want to put a car hoist. The car hoist, I don't really like working on cars, so it can just be more motorbikes if it needs to. So ideally I want to set up some more storage, more shelving, so I can get rid of all of this rubbish. Get the lift set up, the compressor will go out the back, so it's not noisy inside. So yeah, pretty much just waiting to run more lights, more cable for more power points, but the bones are good and we're ready to start building bikes. So obviously I've got these benches here at the moment. Now honestly, I bought them a while ago thinking they were going to be great. They're 4 meters, which is great, but that tin and the kind of rubbish, if I put plywood top on it, it'll make it better. But I ideally want to build some wooden benches or find some more solid benches that are a lot more solid so my vise is more sturdy. And then I want some more shelving, both with doors and open shelving. This stuff's really good for putting motorbike parts on, but stuff that you want kept out of the dust and putting paint cans and stuff, you sort of need doors. So ideally I want to set up pretty much that whole wall with shelving, and then this whole bay I want benches along the whole thing. Eventually there'll be a lathe on one of them, but yeah, I want all these walls with benches. So that's the dream. When that'll happen, I'm not sure. And I also want to line the walls with plywood so it looks a bit prettier.
And you're doing something with flowers?
Oh yes, My wife is in charge pretty much, and she said she wanted that there. She's drying them or something to make something or something. She knows what's going on.
The coffee's ready.
Oh, look at this.
Hey, help
My
us.
coffee's ready.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Thanks.
All right, let's get coffee.
It was really, really good to get down and see Kelvin and Mrs. Kelvin and the family and the estate and the state of things, and it was just a really, really good day all round. And then Nick and I just sat in the car for the best part of 7 hours together, just talking about the way that the world is and how we plan on navigating that, which is always fun. And then today we both decided that we need to go ride our bikes because the weather was against us to ride down to see Kelvin because of severe weather warnings and all sorts of other things. And so I got on my bike and I came to Nick's house, and on the way here I got absolutely soaked, and now it's blue sky. Riddle me that, Auckland. Like 4 seasons in one day. So the thing that we're going to do that's a bit of fun today is Nick has quite a few fun little cameras, like the 360 cameras and stuff. So I am going to put one on my bike. Nick's going to put one on his bike, and we're just going to see what we can get. And if it goes well, I will insert it very shortly. And if it goes poos, well, I'll insert it anyway because we're trying. And that's how we get better at doing stuff.
Yeah, buddy.
Because I think the thing is you guys would have seen in our stories and coverage last week that we attended the NZ Creator Con, and I found that really inspiring to, how would I put it? I think it just makes us want to do what we do, but to a high standard and in our own way. And then the only way that we're going to find our own way is by trying stuff and seeing what lands and seeing what we enjoy and all of that sort of thing, and not just try and be anybody else. We'll just try and be us because we're the best at being us,
Pretty good at being us.
even if we are assholes.
Assholes.
I was going to say but that's not for YouTube.
Whoa, whoa.
Man, it feels like it's been a minute since I've actually ridden my bike. I've spent so much time doing review bikes and friends' bikes and just riding whatever's been in the garage at the time. And yeah, good to be back on my bike. We've been waiting a little while on tyres, which you would have seen in our stories. Forbes and Davies, they import these tyres, and they're an unusual size for the compound because I like soft tyres because I like to go hard, but you know, cruisers aren't really made for that, but we do it anyways, which is fun. And we just wanted to just go and do some riding because at the end of the day, this is our therapy, and this is, I guess, the entire point of what it is that we're trying to do. Because as much as we would like to, you know, build a custom bike and give it away to a lucky person and all the rest of it, there's so much more to it than that. So we decided that we need to get ourselves some wind therapy, because at the end of the day, whilst we enjoy what we do and all the rest of it, life is not without its hiccups and its ups and downs. And there's been a few of those. It is what it is, and we just roll with it. And sometimes we say, hey, I need to sit down and have a night in, and sometimes we say, hey, look at that blue sky, we need to go and get some of that wind in our hair. I'm not going to lie, I did get wet on the way to Nick's house because it rained, and sometimes it rains. But that's okay. We've got wet weather gear, not that I was wearing it. Oh, she's slippery today.
That was a good little catch-up. Nick and I went and tried out these new fancy cameras. I've put a couple of little posts up just of some stuff, but we'll do some more shortly. Good little feed. It's a bit of a wrap-up and caught up about yesterday, and it was really a good day down, good energizing day with Kelvin there. And tomorrow we're going to catch up with the other party in this whole thing, and yeah, just talk next steps. So exciting stuff, good times.
The eagle-eyed of you will have spotted that Nick and I have the same gloves. Reason being is that Nick ordered some and he ended up with 2 pairs because a friend bought him some, and now we both have the same gloves. And we are big fans of Shade Tree Surgeon because he kind of inspired this thing by what they do. Look at that, baby. Right, I'm running 5 minutes late, so let's make that up. Maybe I should do a review on my bike. I do like my bike, but I guess you guys already know that. Tell you something I have noticed, the difference between my Harley and other bikes I've ridden lately, particularly sports bikes. Sports bikes get given a bunch more drama on the road from road users, whereas when I'm riding this thing, people just kind of get out of the way, which is great. See? Except Audi drivers, they don't get out of the way for anyone. Often when we want to catch up with people, we're like, yo, let's get food or ice cream. This place here, Cousin Scott's, good food, good service, good people, cool environment, and Nick beat me here. In a surprise to no one, but I'm only 10 minutes late, which actually makes me early, so good job.
Welcome.
Hello, welcome. So you guys know Megan from Te Kiwi Maya. Te Kiwi Maya is the charity that we've partnered with for this giveaway bike.
It is.
And thankfully, because they are skilled in making, what do you call it? Like raffles. You guys have done raffles before.
I wouldn't say we're skilled in it.
You know, hey, you've done it
first
once
discussed
before.
this, we
That's
were
more
going
than
through
enough.
We haven't done that
No,
yet.
But
We're
you've
doing
got
it
all
at the
the...
same time.
this is starting really well.
Because this is a big public thing, is that everything that we do is transparent and everything we do is legal and above board. So to do that, Megan will explain how we're doing that.
Okay, well, there's a thing in New Zealand called a gambling act, which means that you can't just gamble willy-nilly. Oh, you're bringing it closer. Thanks. Anything over $5,000 you have to get a gambling license for. So that if you're doing like raffles on Facebook, for example, if it's under $5,000, you're fine. But if you're going to do a raffle over $5,000, you have to get a gambling license. So we're in the process of getting a Class 3 gambling license so that we can run this, run the raffle for the wind therapy bike. That is all well and good, except it's a lot of about 4 different PDF forms, about 27 pages, lots of tick boxes that aren't working, lots of rules and regulations, but we, Te Kiwi Maya, are sorting all that out so that these guys can focus on the bike. Yeah. What else?
Is that it?
I don't know, what else do you
Pretty
want?
much it, right? And are there lots of hoops you have to jump through? Like, so you're saying tick boxes that don't work, etc.?
Oh, it's just a bad PDF form.
Really? Oh dear. But it's a dynamic form, it's online.
Yeah. But we're also working with a company called Garlabid who are going to run the raffle online. So you'll be able to go to a website, pay for it all with your credit card online, get as many raffle tickets as you want, and then we can run draw the raffle really easily on whatever date it is that we're doing that.
Oh, that's an important thing to actually go over. So, in terms of the way that the timeline's going to work, what we've ended up doing is because of this gala bid stuff, there's a stipulation in there that means that it's 2 months worth of ticket sales. So we've spoken to the National Motorcycle Show and they've agreed that we can do the draw at the motorcycle show, which means we would have had to have sold all of the tickets before then so that we've got time to print out the names and get the hopper, and we've got a friend who's a police officer who's going to come and do the draw for us on the day. But so we're going to end ticket sales 1 week out from the motorcycle show,
On the 12th of the 10th.
which is the 12th of the 10th of this year.
We're going to open them on the 18th of August.
And the tickets are going to be opened. See, this is awesome. You've done all of this. This is great.
Yeah.
Ticket sales that you'll be able to buy a ticket for this raffle are going to be on the 18th of the 8th. What's that?
August.
August. Perfect. So about 6 weeks before that is when we're going to start doing a lot of radio spots. We haven't really got anything on TV, but radio, other people's platforms, magazines and stuff like that is all going to be coming out in like that 6 week period, so we can build heaps of hype around people that might not have seen what we're doing yet.
Go up to every Sunday, we'll be turning up to that on it.
Yeah, well, that's the other thing, is that with that timing, we should get the bike back to Auckland and going by then, around that time, so that we'll be able to take the bike to things and actually go, hey look, here's the bike, this is what your $20 ticket will be. And Nick's real adamant about the tickets only being $20, so that anybody literally can have a crack at it. So, because some of the other ones around there, like we've got friends that do similar things, but they have a much more premium product. Well, no, I don't know, this bike's going to be pretty amazing. But premium price, yeah, okay, luxury price. I don't know, however you want to say it. We're trying to be respectful to everyone, because what they do is good stuff, and they're going to know we're talking about them. Sup, Sean? But yeah, it's coming together. So we have timelines and we have expectations, and they're coming up quick. So, are you done yet? Like,
Oh, just also that we'll probably have 3 different prizes. So there'll be a first, second, and third in the draw. The first will obviously be the bike and whatever comes with that, and then we're just still working on the second and third.
yeah. So I've been quite busy just contacting everyone, and it's been a lot of people that have said, hey, yeah, we're keen to support what you're doing, and we need to. You know, it's great when people come and support, but now we're at that point where we're like, okay, what exactly is the support? Because we need the numbers to put into this sheet thing,
So I can get a license.
so that
to
we can get a
gamble.
license to do this all properly and legally. And that's your job, yeah?
Yeah.
All right, good work.
Thanks.
Well, the reason I've got stuck with that $20 a ticket piece and trying to keep the numbers down isn't only to make the ticket number accessible to everybody, but that I wanted to only at say 2,000. We were talking about 2,000 and 2,500. What's the difference? You water down people's odds.
Yeah.
So the idea of it being that people don't only pay $20, but they've actually got a good shot at this. So it's then worthwhile. People. I mean, we like to think that people are doing this for Te Kiwi Mai, for mental health, for all of these other reasons. But the truth of the matter is, people want a little bit of a bonus at the end of it, and if they can win something,
Yeah.
you know,
$20 bike.
$20 bike. Come on,
And all the trimmings.
you know, and you know, you buy a $20 lotto ticket, and you've got 1 in a billion chances or something. Right? We'll give you 1 in 2,000.
Yeah.
I really want to make it so people have hope. People got a chance.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
You know?
So whilst we were off camera, we were actually doing the work to figure all of this shit out. And so there's a stipulation. We need to get everything signed off before we go live with ticket sales, because there is a law that exists where if we say you can win X, Y, and Z, and that's worth X amount of money, and then we start selling tickets, and then the price changes for whatever reason, and it becomes worth less than, then we're basically going to look like idiots, and it's going to be like misleading. So the legalities around making sure that that's not possible is that we put everything up front in this thing. So
Which we need to apply. It's not even before tickets go live, it's to apply for the license. And you need to have 20% of your expected earnings as a prize winning.
So I've got a whole bunch of calls and emails to do this week, because you want this by the end of next week,
Yes,
yeah?
please. Thank you.
Yeah, righto. So that was a good catch up. It's always good to get me, Nick, and Megan together, because we can actually sit there and be like, okay, this is exactly what we need to do. Here's our timelines, etc., etc. Because even off camera, we were just talking about when we're going to put ticket sales on, and we originally said the 18th of August, and now we are officially, assuming everyone signs off on it, going to do it on Wednesday the 13th of August. And the reason that we're going to move that date is because Te Kiwi Maya have their gala dinner on the 13th, which is their big sort of fundraising event, and they want to talk about what we're doing. So there's a very small possibility I might have to get up in front of a big room of people and tell them what we're doing, which is intimidating, but you know, it's all for a good purpose. So yeah, so we've decided that that's the day that you can buy your ticket to get involved in this project, and that'll be so that's the 13th of August. So the next time anybody asks me, hey, what day are tickets going on sale, I'll say go watch Webisode 100, because all the good information's in there. My turn. Good job. Well, I hope you've enjoyed that. Webisode 100, it's a big number, and that's a little bit of a milestone, and so good time to reflect and look back on the project we've done, the reasonings why we're doing this project. I was literally talking to one of the supporters on email today who lost a friend to suicide, and I guess the thing is that this project saved me from myself, because Nick pushing it and saying, hey, we need to go and do this to get me out of a bad place, and that really just brings home the fact that, you know, this is why we're doing it. You know, as awesome as it is to build a bike, as awesome as it is to go be part of communities and stuff like that, like at the end of the day, a lot of the time we just get on our bikes to get our heads right, and I even went through some stuff where I didn't even want to do that. So yeah, it's like Nick said, there's different reasons as to why, you know, everyone's got their motivations as to their hand in this, but I think deep down fundamentally all of us know that this whole riding thing and being on bikes, whatever it is, it's like, it is our therapy, and it is something that we look forward to, and it is something that we care a lot about. So being able to share that with new people, being able to do something special for someone with the bike itself, you know, every level of it's rewarding. Even making this, I sat and watched what you just watched last night, and I was just smiling, thinking like, man, this is a really cool thing to be a part of, and there's some really amazing people involved. So I just want to say a massive thank you. Thank you to everybody who's made it this far in the video. Thank you to all of the people that are supporting the project, you know, be it from supplying parts to logistical stuff, or just fleshing out the prizes to make this something really, really cool. All the people that have lent support, and even just sharing the video and telling people about what we're doing, all of that's going to help. So big thank you to all of my team here at Empire, Nick, Kelvin, all of the companies, just massive thank you. And we're getting really excited. This is turning into something really amazing, so thanks.